Thanks so much, gentlemen, for joining me. We're going to talk about some of our restaurant marketing hot takes today. So I hope you brought all of your hottest takes and strong opinions. So we're just going to start it out.
I keep those in the zipper.
Good. Well, unzip it, Rev. We'll start with you. Can you each please take a turn introducing yourselves and talking about your connection to restaurant marketing and why you're here to talk about it?
Sure. I'm Rev Ciancio. Hi. I own a quick service hamburger shop in New York City, as you know. Some of you have not eaten there yet. But I own a hospitality consulting agency where I help both restaurants and tech companies with their marketing. And on TikTok, I point at food.
Fabulous. Welcome. Josh?
I'm Josh Kopel. I owned and operated restaurants at every tier of dining in one of the most competitive dining markets in the country before moving into serving the industry through free content available to all and coaching and consulting services.
Fantastic. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
And Sean?
My name is Sean. I own Cali Barbecue and Cali Barbecue Media. We have opening up our 4th location this year on the San Diego Navy Exchange. And I created a media company on top of my restaurant company because I realized no one was coming to tell my story. I thought that if we made great barbecue, if we took care of our village, if we took care of our community, we did good work, that all the legacy media would come and talk about us, and nobody came. So we have a media company now. We do shows. We have a digital hospitality show, restaurant influencer show. We produce shows for other restaurant groups and tech companies, and we come and meet with incredible brands like Marquee that like to share information. There's 55,000 people come to this show in Chicago, but the truth is there's hundreds of thousands, millions of people in the restaurant game that can't come to Chicago because they're too busy running their restaurants. So we appreciate what you guys are doing, Marquee, sharing the story. I'm huge fans of both of these guys.
Thank you. We're big fans of all three of you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to start it off with a layup question. Why is marketing important for restaurants? Why is it an important thing for them to focus on no matter what their size? And then to follow up on that, how have you seen it change and the requirements for restaurant marketing change over the last few years? Josh, we'll start with you this time. We'll popcorn it around.
Okay. Food and beverage is a commodity business. And so what you see in restaurant marketing today is that the version that most people adopt is to pitch food and beverage, just pitch commodity. But there's no way to differentiate yourself in the market when table stakes are great food, great beverage, great service, innovative menus. So marketing exists to differentiate within the market. It also exists to do the only 2 things that matter. Number 1, let people know you exist, and number 2, remind them that you exist.
I guess I should start it off by even saying what is marketing? We talk about it all the time, but in my perspective, depending on the restaurant size, it could be giant ads that Chipotle's running at the Super Bowl, or it could be a TikTok video that my local pizza restaurant is bringing Rev in to talk about how great their pizza is. So we're talking about that and how it's changed over the last three to 5 years. How have you seen it change, Sean, in what restaurant marketing is and how restaurants approach it?
Well, I think where we are right here at this show is a perfect example. It's a microcosm of restaurant marketing because we have 2,200 vendors and their primary business is to get in front of restaurant owners. Yet we have 2,200 vendors here that are paying money. They're traveling teams out here. They're paying for hotel rooms. They're paying for F&B. They're paying for space. And they hope that just because they're here, restaurant owners are going to come to their booth. And the answer is, just because you're here, people aren't coming. Just because you open up a restaurant doesn't mean people are coming. Like, we're living in the greatest age of internet storytelling possible. And for us, what we really appreciate is understanding that you just have to have the courage to know that no one's coming. And you have the tools and the technology available. We don't need to go create LinkedIn. We don't need to go create Facebook. We don't need to create These tools are free. They're available to every single restaurant owner that's out there, but it's not just restaurant owners, it's every single business. I mean, it's crazy to me if you go and look at the social profiles of the brands that are here that are hoping to get in front of restaurant owners, they're not posting anything. Like, not even a photo on Instagram, let alone a video. Mm-hmm. Like, how is that possible in 2024?
Not including Marquee.
Well, Marquee, we're obviously here doing a live show that's going to get repurposed on all of those channels because you guys believe in it. You understand the power of getting restaurants awareness in these local communities, but also accurate awareness, right?
Yeah.
It's one thing to post on Instagram, but it's also another if I go to Google Maps and it tells you that Cali Barbecue is open for breakfast. Well, guess what? We're not open for breakfast.
Yeah.
So that's why we use tools like Marquee to make sure that all the content we put out there, but it's actually accurate to drive sales.
So Rev, you've been in the operator side of the restaurant industry for a long time. You all have. But how is your tactics and your approach to marketing as a restaurant marketer changed from 10 years ago to now? How are you thinking differently or approaching it differently?
A couple of things. So we've added channels. Right? We used to have less channels. We now have more channels. We have been more direct about storytelling for purpose. And I'm not trying to act like we're raising funds to save the whales, but like we don't just tell a story for the sake of telling a story.
What's wrong with the whales?
There's nothing wrong
Love
with the
the
whales.
How much
By
money
the
are
way,
you
and I
raising
don't
for the whales?
club baby seals either. Okay, but my point being
We're
is,
all very relieved to hear
Right.
This is
that.
awareness. I had no idea there was
That's
a problem
it.
with the
You kind of
whales.
gave me those vibes, so now it's good that.
look, my point is that like when we're creating content and we're sharing out, we have a reason to do it. We think about it more
Yeah.
than just like, oh, take a picture of that, and put it on social media. We're like, why am I sharing this particular photo? What is the intent I want with it? So we have more intent.
Yeah.
And I also think that it is about being purposeful in that, like being like thought out and direct. So more channels, more storytelling, more purpose.
Fabulous. So now we know you're not all a bunch of yahoos that we brought in to sit in chairs. We know why you're here to give your restaurant marketing hot takes. What is the number one thing in restaurant marketing that you've seen that needs to just be done already? Like, what needs to stop being used? We're tired of seeing it. This is sort of the hottest take of the day, but what are you over?
When I ask a restaurant, what are you doing for marketing? And they go, we're using word of mouth. And then I go, how are you making word of mouth happen? And they go, well, we have great food. And I'm like, okay, well, I hope your word of mouth has you still open in 6 months. I'm being a little snarky, but it really like hoping people walking your door is not a marketing plan.
Great. Josh?
Can I go back to your other question?
Yeah, let's do it. You want to say more?
I thought
Tell
you,
me more.
I thought you asked a really good question, and I think that it's worth answering because I think that it is probably the most valuable piece of information we can give people is like, what is marketing? Because it's this big, obscure thing, and like we're experts in it. But like, what the fuck is it?
Yes.
Marketing is an email. It's a text message. It's a phone call. It's stopping by and building. Ultimately, what marketing is, it's evangelizing your brand on a small scale, one-to-one communication. Because even when you look at social media, you're not talking to everybody. You're talking to somebody. You look at your avatar, your ideal customer, and if it's a 40-year-old woman, you're going to talk to her differently than you're going to talk to a 20-year-old dude.
Yeah.
So marketing, everyone's waiting to do marketing until they have a marketing plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find 5 hours when I have no fucking time, and I'm going to develop an entire marketing plan for the next 30 days. As opposed to taking 5 minutes to like send a text, to post something on social media, to call like a hotel concierge, introduce yourself and invite them in. Like marketing isn't about like spreading the word, it's about inviting people in. And now I'll get off that soapbox.
I love that soapbox. Thank you. Thanks for going back to the first question.
I don't even remember what the most recent question you asked was.
Well, you're not off the hook. You still have to give me a hot take. Sorry,
hot
Josh.
take. There we
Okay,
go.
I'm ready for this hot take.
What thing in restaurant marketing that you've seen, and based on your last question, I might know the answer, but what needs to just stop? What tactic or strategy in restaurant marketing are you so tired of seeing that you don't want to see it ever again?
Inbound is a sucker's game. Everybody's waiting for the phone to ring. Like outbound is the future. Pitching outbound events, catering is the future of most restaurants because you'll make a lot more money at a much higher margin. But it's about evangelization. It's about getting out into your community. It's literally the only reason I'm here. I hate to leave my fucking house, but I come to this once a year to see people that I know. But like, it's outbound is everything these days.
Great.
Can I have a second swing at bat?
Yes.
Sure.
You know what
Get it.
absolutely needs to stop? And I'm going to look directly at the camera. It's putting buttons to Grubhub and Uber Eats and DoorDash on your website and putting those $5 off coupons on your counter after they've already walked to the store. No, no, and no. I will personally, when I walk into any restaurant and I see the $5 DoorDash cards on it, I will actually pick them up and say, why are you doing this? And I'll throw them away for them.
They're already a guest in your establishment. Why would you give them a coupon to use a third party to order from you when they're already ordering first party?
Here's a reward for stealing from me.
Ooh, can I add one more thing?
We gotta let Sean go, guys. Sean's being
Go
so
ahead.
patient.
Okay, you go.
It's these stock photos.
Yeah.
I started in,
Oh.
in
Yeah, that's a
2008.
good one.
We opened up our restaurant,
Yeah.
and I couldn't believe how many stock photos other restaurants were using. We are in 2024, and people still have shitty photos.
We wanna eat
There is
your
no
food.
excuse. There is absolutely no excuse. There are so many tools. There's so many photographers locally, but we also have an incredible camera in our pocket. There's little tips that you can do. Rev puts on an event every single year that we all speak at, Marquis speaks at. There are tools that you can do to take proper photos of all of the ways that you're, for social media, for your website, for your third-party delivery. Like, we eat with our eyes. And it's not just photos, but the secret, I'll tell you the secret. The internet wants video too.
Yeah.
Short form video. Show how the recipe is getting made. Bernice is our pit master. I literally don't do anything but take my phone out and watch her fabricate ribs, and we get millions of views on TikTok. Why? Because she's a master at her craft. There is no editing in the video. I'm not using, we have lots of video editors. I'd literally just show her doing her craft, and people want to see it.
For sure.
Yeah. I think you've hit on a really great point. I think really successful marketing is about setting expectations and then meeting or exceeding them. If you set expectations with a stock photo of your food or a stock video of your food, that's not your food. So when they come in to eat it, you're not going to meet expectations because you can't. Your food doesn't look like that. Okay, Josh.
Oh,
You wanted to go
It
again.
can't be hotter than my take.
No, you're hot. Your take
hot.
was,
Come on.
your take
Yeah.
was
You can't
red
take
hot.
it. You can't
I'm
take it.
melting. I'm melting right now. It's so
Yours was,
hot.
pretty, yours was pretty good too.
Dude, you're wearing a sweater in the summer.
I am. It's like a blanket.
I
for
made the
me.
heart blush.
You did.
I know.
To Sean's point, also when you shoot food, like it should be eating and drinking, not like creepy mouths, but like because that's
What
gross.
was that a shot? Did you just take a shot?
No.
No creepy mouth.
I did say in my intro that I point at food.
Yes. Yes. Which is different than like that.
This is fantastic.
Like nobody likes that. But like people go like they can cook at
I
home,
like it,
right?
I'm not letting you off.
No, but like it's the difference between like a beautiful shot of food and somebody holding the sandwich.
Yeah,
Right.
That's a good point. Rev does a great job with that at his restaurant.
He does.
Handcraft Burgers and Brew.
It's
there's
right. He's
always
not
someone
selling food and
with
beverage.
a
He's
sandwich.
selling eating and drinking.
There's
Yeah, there you go.
absolutely in the future a TikTok coming where I'm going to be eating and it's just going to say, bite this, Josh.
But it's like it's never this, right?
Oh
It's
my
always like
gosh,
this.
this is fantastic.
Also, we should not
Do you have any
enroll
more
people-
hot takes about Red
Also,
I just didn't make fun of my shirt.
I like your shit.
Sure, it's great.
You better not.
I hate it when I go to a restaurant's website and they have you sign up for their mailing list. Like, think about the use case. Like, everyone does that, right? Because it helps. But, like, think about the use case for it. If you're going to someone's restaurant website, you've never been to the restaurant. Because once you've gone, you never go back to the website. That's not the time to do it. All you want to do is convert. And restaurant websites, by and large, convert at such a low rate, you don't want to distract with anything.
Wait,
Do you
you're
think-
hold
oh.
on. I apologize.
No, you're gonna ask the
You're
same
saying
question
that
I am.
restaurants should not have an email sign up on their website?
I think that when you close out the website, it should trigger the email sign up. That's not the way it goes. On almost every restaurant website.
You mean
as
a pop-up, no pop-up?
A pop-up when you as soon as you go on the website, it's like sign up for my mailing list, and it's like I don't fucking know you. I've
This-
never eaten your food.
This is a great lead into the next question.
I think he has a
because
hot take.
I
Yeah,
know
I
that
think-
Rev
I think
advocates.
he has a hot take.
completely disagree.
I know, let's get the
Yeah.
So
hot
let's do
take.
it.
Come
Yeah,
on.
so Rev's soapbox lately that I've heard is email marketing. Like, get your customers in your email marketing list.
You're
This is
100%.
the thing that works.
This is good.
So, how do you go about it? How do you get them in?
We have 9 ways at Handcraft Burgers and Brew that we will get your email address,
For
and
sure.
one of them is on our website.
Yes.
Like, at all costs, get email from your guests.
for me, it comes down to intent. Like one of the things that we do is like we purge email like every
do
30
that.
days. But what I found is the emails that you were able to get are so low intent, they end up churning out anyway. Because they've never been to your restaurant.
I'll just teach you later. It's fine.
That sounds good. I'm into it.
I want to have this conversation for another half an hour, 3 hours, because it's bringing me so much joy. But we have to wrap it up. So
Oh, no.
the last question is, what's the favorite piece of restaurant marketing as a diner? If you can remove the marketer in yourself for a second, it's really hard. But as a diner, what's your favorite piece of restaurant marketing that you've seen this year?
Ooh. I don't.
Are you asking for a technology? You're asking for a move? You're asking for...
Asking for a move. If this is like too specific, we can skip it and go to something else. But I'm wondering if there's like, if you think about a great ad or a great video on TikTok, or like what's something that grabbed your attention this year that a
I'll
marketing
share it. So
or restaurant did?
there's a guy, I don't know what his name is or his handle, otherwise I would definitely say it, but he's a Subway franchisee on TikTok. And literally every single day, all he does is talk about the finances.
Oh, dude.
He
I've
talks
seen
about
him.
the finances. He's like,
Interesting.
I'm not affiliated with Subway. I'm a franchisee, but this has nothing to do with it. Like, this is me talking about my small business. This is how much money I made. This is how many sandwiches I sold. This is my inventory. And it's like, from an educational franchisee standpoint, it is gold.
It is.
It is gold because he's bringing in, that's B2B marketing, but he's talking to a consumer that maybe one day they might want to own a Subway franchise, or maybe they want to be a restaurant, but no one's talking about the financials. And he's literally just bearing it all. It's really cool. We'll figure out a way to put a link to his
That's
handle.
really cool.
But
Yeah, I'd love that.
I like that one too.
My favorite, I found this restaurant, it's called House of Flavors with a Z on Instagram. And they're making funny content that's really geared at other people in the restaurant industry, but I think it's brilliant because I now want to go eat there. And you know when restaurant industry people come in and eat?
Yeah.
Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, your otherwise slow days, because they don't want to be in on a Friday or Saturday night. I think it's a great way to, it's like an unconventional tactic to make something fun that might go viral, turn into a meme on Instagram, but also target those customers that are going to come in on your off days and get some industry love from other restaurant folks in the area. I think it's really fun. Do you guys have a thought or?
And Pizza does a really good job with text marketing.
Yeah.
They really do. It's a very different kind of marketing because it's like very in the moment. But they do a fantastic job of it.
Cool.
Man, those are great answers.
It literally popped into my head.
Why don't you share?
I
You
just-
did something at Handcraft recently that I thought was really fun.
All of your marketing is great.
It technically was last year, but I think you should share your Elf on the Shelf
Oh.
TikTok situation.
Like we are consuming content every day. There's thousands of restaurants. There's hundreds of restaurants in your neighborhood. Like, how do you stand out? And I was like, I want to come up with content that's not just food porn. Like, what are we gonna do? And the idea was, what happens to the Elf on the Shelf after Christmas? Like, where does it go? What does it do? So we hired one. We had one
Nice.
come in and work for the restaurant for a week, and so we did a series on TikTok and Instagram for 7 days. That was all the reasons why we had to fire the Elf on the Shelf.
Oh my God.
He wasn't great at restaurant operations, it
It was
turns out.
terrible.
That's very
But we were trying to have fun. It was just the idea of like, you know what? You could see like cheese pulls and, pizza lifts all day long, and I like that stuff.
what did you say?
Pizza lifts. Lifts. Like
Lifts.
lifting.
Lips. I thought you said pizza lips.
I also heard that, and I thought it
was
was
like,
the
what
new
are
duck
pizza
lips.
lips?
Yeah, pizza lifts.
It's the next evolution of
Yeah.
restaurant marketing. Pizza lips.
Pizza lips.
But the
Hashtag,
problem is you
hashtag
can't
pizza
do, you
lips.
can't do pizza mustache. You can do pizza beard,
Yeah.
and then you get to the
Pizza
never
lips.
heard
No,
about
whatever.
pizza
We
lips
just want to go
before.
have some fun and silly. And
Pizza
you know what?
lift.
They weren't the most popular pieces of content we've ever made, but the people that saw it came out. They were like, "That was really fun.
Yeah.
Great. We are here to provide an experience, and if I gave you a little bit of entertainment, like, and by the way, people are like, oh my God, that's so hard. How did you do it? We shot all of that content in about 75 minutes, and I edited almost all of it in about 2 hours.
That's
Like,
incredible. It's
That's
very
awesome.
efficient. I think that's we work in restaurants. This is such a fun industry to work in, and it's full of people that just want great food and great beverage. Like, it's tactical, and yes, we have to like think about exactly where the forms are on the website, and do you put your business cards out on the counter, or do you promote DoorDash someplace else? But at the end of the day, it's also really fun.
Yeah.
So thanks for doing the Fun Hot Takes panel. I really appreciate it. We're Marquee at the National Restaurant Association show. We'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.